to It's a Miracle Beauty. I'm Brandy, and this is my July favorites and fails. So I am just going to knock out the fails right off the bat at the beginning and just get them done, because there actually weren't that many this month. I was really happy with that. So one that was a fail for me is the ColourPop light sticks. These actually came as in a duo with a blush stick, which the blush stick I love. So it looks beautiful. Even when I swatch it, it looks fantastic. So even when I swatch it, it looks absolutely beautiful. It is stunning. But if you put it over foundation, it tends to help move the foundation. If you put it under foundation, it doesn't show up. So to me, it's just a lot of work that doesn't pay off. Now I am going to use it up because I did purchase it, even though it wasn't super expensive. I do have it. If I find later that it works with different techniques, then I will update you. One that failed for me, not as a function, but because of the smell or the perfume or whatever, the scent to it. And that is the Gerard Slay All Day. This is a mini and it is the lemongrass. So I am not super sensitive to smells, but I can get triggered with migraines depending on what the scent is. And this one was so strong, I couldn't finish spraying my face. I literally had to like go use a different setting spray and move on because I could not stand it. I've tried it twice since then. I don't know if you can see, it's like right up to here. I mean, I'm gonna pass it on to somebody. I can't use it. And then for functionality of what this was designed to do, this is the Tristique. We got it in BoxyCharm. It doesn't look like it would be very functional, but it actually works really well for a work curler that's easy to pourable, everything else. However, this is actually the first Tristique product that I have not loved. This is a super duper wet formula. It takes forever to dry, which is like a pet peeve of mine. Mascara transfers so easy. The last thing that I want is something that takes a long time to dry, but also it transfers everywhere, even after it's dry. My under eye, I rarely have an issue with transfer, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I look like I had raccoon eyes by the time I got home. So that was definitely a fail for me. I think that is my only fails this month. So that was my only fails this month. And then I have an honorable mention. I obviously have not had this in July, but I wanted to tell you about it because I'm so excited. This is from the Lip Bar. And this is their Fresh Glow portable compact. Each Fresh Glow comes with a bronzer. From what I could tell, I think they're all shimmery. It comes with a shimmery blush and then a brush as well. And there is a mirror inside as well. So I'm just going to swatch these for you really quick. They are absolutely stunning. Like, I swatched it on my hand on the way home after buying this at the Lip Bar in Detroit. And then I like couldn't stop staring at my hand. They were so pigmented and so gorgeous. So this is the bronzer and that's the blush. I actually purchased the shade Girls Night, and I kept calling it Girl Talk. I could not keep it straight, but I absolutely recommend these. I am wearing it today in a really like fluffed out, blown out, blended version, but these actually have a ton of pigment. So that is a recommendation that I can't speak on for long term, but first impression was good stuff. So if we look at primers, so I actually have a bunch of sample primers and then I have a big one. So I will start with the big one. This is the Milk Hydro Grip. This one I did not realize was for dry skin. I initially did not pick this up because the grip primers typically are for oily skin. I just didn't realize that it would be for me. And I ended up picking up the full size because I literally did not think that they had to travel. I should look better, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm absolutely in love. I recently got a sample of this and I am just ecstatic on it. I have 4 minis of these, and I just want to preface this that they all work very similar. They're all very, very nourishing, moisturizing primers. Most of them, if not all of them, have hyaluronic acid in them. So the first one is the MAC Strobe Cream. This is a sample I received in a recent box. I actually have the white version. This is the pink light. I actually have the white version in a bigger tube. I don't think it's the full size unless I'm mistaken on their sizing, but it is a tube probably about this big. And this moisturizes your skin. It gives you a healthy glow. Like, it works fantastic. The next one is Glam Glow Glow Starter. Again, it's very just moisturizing, gives you a nice glow underneath. It's absolutely fabulous. And I will say that all of these, I've not had a problem with my makeup lasting. However, when I use them under, and I wouldn't say that you should do this, but if I were to put them under tinted moisturizer, it does cause transfer. I actually did it not thinking one day, and I was thinking I was going to use my Candid Reach for my NARS, and it was a mess. Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer by First Aid Beauty. This one, I love this. I know the smell bothers some people, but I really love it. Works great. And also by First Aid Beauty is a coconut skin smoothing primer and moisturizer. I plan to buy this one in particular in the full-size tube once I'm out of all my samples. I do love this. It works fantastic. And I find that my skin actually reacts to it really positively. So that really just, it's down my alley because of that. So if we look, oh, I have one other primer. This is the Versali Skin Tune. This is like the travel size that they sell for a cheaper price. I want to think it's 24. I could be wrong. 20. I almost didn't buy this because to me it was an Instagram hype product. It didn't really work, whatever. And then I tried it out in the store on my hand. And it's funny because I'm a sunblock crazy person. Like, I have fair skin. I don't like to burn. I use like 50 every day. And I have like the biggest pores on my hands. And so I can always judge how a blurring primer works by my hands. And I hate that about my hands, but it is nice that I have that option because I do not suffer from large pores here, probably due to my dry skin. But this is fantastic. I do not use this on my entire face, so this bottle will probably last me forever. I actually put this like in this area and around here. I am starting to get a little bit of wrinkling here, and then on my crow's feet on the edges, and that's all I use that for. So foundation and tinted moisturizer. So tinted moisturizer. Oh, I forgot one primer. I apologize. I have the Watermelon Burst by Ciate London Hydrating Primer. I did not use this whole month. I did receive this in my Ipsy. However, I am in love. I do plan to purchase the full size. This is great for just hydration, and it's not like super moisturizing like these would be, like any of these that I mentioned. This is a hydrating formula, but it's much lighter. It's a gel, and it doesn't make your skin oily. And in summer, it's like a fine line. You end up with dry skin or you end up with a grease ball. And this is just a really light, like very moisturizing primer, and it worked fantastic. Very rarely do I, with primers, have a first time or first couple times, like it's 3 or 4 tubes in, and I'm like, okay, I'll recommend it. But this one, it just was really shocking how well it worked and didn't make you feel like you had a mask on. Next, I have the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Sunscreen. So this is my summer color. This is Finland Light 1. I am in Oslo in the winter, so I can't even use my Oslo foundation right now. However, this is just a really easy formula to work with. The only even possible criticism I would give it is it is a little bit on the runny side for a tinted moisturizer, in my opinion. However, once you blend it in, obviously you can't tell. It's just functionality when you're putting it on. I tend to put my tinted moisturizers on with clean hands. I don't typically use a brush or a blending sponge or anything like that. I use these when I'm on the go in a rush and need to, help the face a little bit. So the other two, I have 2 foundations, and I am going to show you these together because I mix them together. I actually, a long time ago, probably 6 months ago, I was given that tip by someone on Instagram, and it has changed these 2 foundations functionality 100% in the best way. So this is the Revlon Color Stay Normal to Dry, and this is in the shade, where is the shade? 130. That is Porcelain. And then I have the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir and then 705, which I believe is, Ivory. So these 2 don't work super well for me alone. This one is a little bit darker, a little bit thicker, just kind of almost feels like a mask. And this one is like not enough coverage. And I think it's just too close to the dry version or the oily version of that foundation. Together, however, it is like a dream foundation. I personally do not love to mix foundations. It's not my favorite thing, especially because I typically get ready on the fly. I'm typically out the door. But these 2, and then I also mix the Wander Beauty Stick Foundation and the Hourglass, and I love how it performs when I mix them. So I recommend these, but as a partnership. So next I have concealers. I actually have 1 color corrector and then 3 concealers. Well, 2, kind of. Naked Skin Urban Decay. This is like the pink, pink one. I love this. I put this on before I do my foundation or anything, and it does help my dark circles. It is not 100% cure. My Becca one, if I've gotten no sleep for a few days, Becca kicks in to help. But I do like this one because it's a super thin formula and doesn't cause caking typically. And then reason I said I had 2, well, kind of 3, is because I have 2 of the same brand and then 1 a different brand. So the 2 that are the same brand are actually Jouer, and they are in cream and custard. So cream I use with my foundation. It's a little bit brightening, and it's a little bit just a different color shade, so it's a little bit lighter. And then custard is like almost my exact skin tone. So when I use my tinted moisturizers and I don't want to, you know, highlight things, that's when I use that. It is such a beautiful formula, definitely full coverage, easy to blend. It's just a really good formula. The other one I've been using a lot is the Kylie, and I was trying to see what color this is in, Bone. So this one is a lightening or brightening one, and I do use this with my tinted moisturizer if I really need to like step up the game because I haven't got sleep or things like that. However, it works good. I like her formula. I know some people don't care for it, but I do like it. It's a very soft, you know, formula that is easy to blend in and tends to not move during the day. So, and I do set my under eye, but some, even when you set your under eye, moves. I had like this eye right here is nonstop watering, and it does anytime I wear makeup. I don't know if it's allergies, I don't know what it is, but it does. And that concealer does not run from it. It's really just stays where it's at, and I love it. So for powders, I have two from the same brand. I have the Hourglass Veil. I've mentioned this in other videos. This for me, like I'm 41. I just turned 41. I'm just getting wrinkles. I'm just starting to get crow's feet. I'm getting a little bit of texture and wrinkles around my mouth. And this just sets so beautifully. It never has a problem. So I love the way that it looks every single time. And it does blend well with other powder items. And it covers cream well in the sense that it goes over them smoothly. I haven't found any negatives to this, to be honest. It's just a really good formula. So for bronzer, oh, I have the other powder, I apologize. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. So I already had a smaller, like this size of an ambient lighting, but I like to keep that in my makeup bag. So I did purchase this one for the house. I love these. They just add a little bit of glow. They just add a little bit of like, here, I'll put just a touch on to show you. Like, it's not a highlighter, it's definitely a powder, but it tends to just add a healthy glow to your skin, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't recommend it for a second piece just because of the price. I normally wouldn't, but I don't tend to change out my makeup bag very often. Certain items stay in there forever. So every time I want to use it, I had to like run over there and get it. And I did like that this came with 3 colors. So that was really exciting to me. I wanted those 3 colors. For blush, I have 3. I have one cream, which is the ColourPop counterpart to that highlighter that I've had in my fails. That is what it looks like. And if I were to blend it just a little bit, it does create a really just softened blush. Is gorgeous. It works well over foundation, works well over, you know, or under foundation. If you want to do where you do your everything under and then add it on top, this is strong enough to work with that. The next one is another one from Hourglass. This is the Diffused Heat. I've been using this pretty much every day lately. I mean, not every day, but I definitely use these two together a lot. I do flush naturally, but I use strong enough foundations a lot of times that you can't see my natural flush. And so the foundation like literally makes a blank canvas. So I need something like really peppy or poppy to work, and I definitely love that. The other one that I've been absolutely loving, and I have to say I resisted buying this for a really long time because I just didn't see how the hype could be right. This is by Milani, and this is in Bella Bellini, and this is a baked powder blush, but this has just enough shimmer in it to like make it look absolutely stunning, and it just looks really great on my skin and makes me look healthy and glowy, and I love it. So bronzer is a good old favorite. You can see the dent I've been putting in this. This is my butter bronzer. I've only been using this since I finished my It Cosmetics by Pores bronzer, and it has already got some huge, like I'm getting a dip in the center because it's just stunning. It's gorgeous. It works on my skin good. This is the light. I actually think I'm going to try the next step up when I do repurchase this, and I'm not going to stop using this to do that. But next time I purchase it, I am going to buy the next shade up. I think that this, depending on how you use it, can pull a little orange, and I think the next size up, I keep saying that, next shade up will actually prevent a lot of that because it is a more cool toned shade. So I think that's it for everything except for eyeshadow. Oh, I have one setting spray I'm going to use before my eyeshadows. This is the Catrice. This is the Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This is absolutely stunning. Every time I use it, I never have a problem. It's like to there, and I got it in like the second week of July. It is not something that you push through unless you're overdoing it. I do spray my face at multiple stages and it still is this lasting a really long time. So favorite palettes. So one I'm going to say is an old favorite or a classic for me. And then the other three are newer, but not necessarily new. So this is the Tarte Don't Quit Your Daydream. And it does look like this. You can see it's very well loved in certain shades. I would say there's dips in 2 and 5 or 6 have really been shown love. So this is one that I kept in my work like to go bag, and it was pretty much used exclusively for a while because I wasn't doing makeup 2 times or whatever. So I just recently switched this out and I switched in a Wander Beauty palette. So this one still is like an all-time holy grail type one for me. It just always performs good, always does well, and it is still sold actually. I thought it was retired by now. The other mini palette that I did have in my work bag that I just recently took out is the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. I just cannot say enough about this. It is absolutely stunning. You can see that certain shades have more use than others, especially the shimmers. I tend to love a shimmer eye look. I can't help it. But this is one that I just had no issues with blending, no issues with fading, no issues with it rubbing off. I mean, it just always looks good. Next, I have the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette by Dose of Colors. This is one that I literally slept on for I don't even know how long. I just had no interest in it, and then it went on sale for half off, and I am just loving it. This shade and this shade in particular, I don't even think I've used that one yet, which is kind of shocking to me because I love champagne colors. But these two and the blue are just stunning. And they do have fallout. I will just tell you that now. If fallout really makes you crazy, then do your eyes first and your foundation last, because they do. Even when I spray my brush, they do. But to me, if the end result looks gorgeous, I'm willing to sacrifice and put up with it. What I do is I do put extra powder under my eye, and then I just dust it all away when I'm done. So that is the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. Everything blends like a dream, and that palette is just amazing. Sorry, I had something on my face. Like I showed the Naked Concealer earlier. There are other things, their foundations and stuff are great, but I bought nearly all the Naked ones, and I'm just want you to see this amazing color story, which everybody's probably shown it 5 times. But the Urban Decay Nakeds, I've bought or sold almost all of them. They just didn't have a color payoff that I appreciated. And my biggest complaint on the Naked palettes were that they didn't last all day. I typically do my makeup early in the morning. I start in Eastern time. I start at 7:30 in the morning. I have to leave my house by 6:15 typically. So I'm doing my makeup really early when I'm doing it. And unfortunately, I would do my makeup, and when I got home, I would look like I didn't even apply makeup, or at least eyeshadow. Like my foundation would be there. Look, I did a really nude look. So this one just has just such a beautiful color story. I mean, the way that you can do like the orange or the amber looks, this pop of coral looks absolutely gorgeous. And then you can also do your neutrals, but then there's also like these colorful and deep shades in it. So I just think this is fantastic, and I have not run into any issues at all with it staying. The only issue I will say is to make sure that you're really careful on how you blend. These can muddy a little bit if you're careless. And I say careless because the 2 times that I had an issue with this, I was watching TV and putting in my makeup at the same time and not paying close attention to how I blended. So that definitely was partly my fault. So I think that is everything. I'm just looking to make sure I did it all. So again, the one I showed you today was the lip bar. That was the Fresh Glow. I really recommend, if nothing else, go to their website. They are super affordable. They're not much higher than ColourPop. I mean, I think this was 17 or 16, and the lipsticks were 13, and the eyeliner or lip liners were 10. And they have some amazing shades. They do have gloss, liquid, and bullet lipsticks, so I really recommend that. But this was my July favorites. If you wouldn't mind posting below your favorite for July, like what was your Holy Grail foundation, what was your Holy Grail powder, etc., etc. I would love to have more discussion about this. I tend to get in ruts where I use the same things for like quite a while, and then all of a sudden I'll just shake up everything and have all kinds of new things. So I love having those discussions. I find new products, I suggest new products, and it's just fun discussions for me. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that if you enjoyed this, you will click the like button and click the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. I do upload every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. This fall, I do have a new series coming on Fridays. That will be every single Friday, and I just can't wait to do more on that. But I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I hope that I see you again soon.